And so we will begin the meeting. I'm Erin Kelly, Director of Education, and it's my pleasure to begin this evening as the chairperson. This is the organizational meeting of the board, and we will be doing elections shortly. So to begin, I'd like to read the land acknowledgement of the traditional territory. We acknowledge that we are on land and surrounded by water, originally inhabited by Indigenous peoples who have traveled this area since time immemorial. This territory is within the lands honored by the Wampum Treaties, agreements between the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenni-Lenape, and allied nations to peacefully share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. Specifically, we would like to acknowledge the presence of the Three Fires Confederacy, Ojibwa, Odawa, Potawatomi, and the Huron-Wendat peoples. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture while remaining committed to moving forward respectfully with all First Nation, Inuit, and Métis. The purpose of the organizational meeting is to establish the board structure for the coming year. And so this evening, trustees will elect a chair and a vice chair of the board and the standing committees that will begin to establish their committee structure for the upcoming year. Before we begin that, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand for the playing of the National Anthem. And we will begin on the agenda now with announcing the scrutineers. And the two scrutineers for this evening are Superintendent Vicki Houston and Superintendent Jeff Hillman. Moving on the agenda then, now we are to the nomination and election of the chairperson of the Greater Essex County District School Board. So right now I'd like to declare nominations open for the chairperson of the Greater Essex County District School Board. Do we have any nominations?
Chairperson Kelly.
Oh, thank you. I think that's Trustee Olmsted.
Yes, it is Trustee Olmsted.
Do you have a nomination?
I certainly do. I would like to nominate my colleague, Trustee Alicia Higginson, for the position of Chairperson of the Greater Essex County District School Board.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Olmsted. Do you accept that nomination?
I do, and
Trustee
thank you to my nominator.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, where there are no other nominations forthcoming, I'd like to have a mover and a seconder for closing the nominations so that the nominations of the chair for the chairperson of the board be closed. Moved by Trustee Leclerc, seconded by Trustee Sartori. Okay, so now we're going to have a moment if the nominator and the candidate will each be provided with 1 minute to speak to their nomination. So I guess I asked Trustee Olmsted, would she like to speak to the nomination this evening?
Sure, I would love to.
Go ahead, Trustee Olmsted. Thank you.
It is with great honor this evening that I nominate our colleague, Trustee Alicia Higginson, for the position of Chairperson of the Greater Essex County District School Board. Trustee Higginson brings a year of knowledge, growth, leadership, and steadfastness to this position. During a year of great uncertainty, Trustee Higginson brought a steady hand. As a board, we were faced with obstacles surrounding COVID. We have strongly committed to much hard work through our dedication to anti-Black racism, our commitment to reconciliation, the constant pivots, changes, accommodations, and obstacles faced. Alicia has been a steady, trusted voice who has been open to learning, growth, feedback, and change. For the reasons listed above, I am pleased and honored to nominate my friend and colleague, Trustee Higginson, to this position.
Thank you very much, Trustee Olmsted. Trustee Higginson, would you like to speak to your nomination?
I would, thank you, and thank you again to my nominator. I'll be very brief. Last year, I asked for your support to lead this board with thoughtfulness, trust, fairness, and with critical but empathetic ideals. And though we have certainly disagreed at times, I believe I have held those values at the core of my decision-making and will continue to do so this term. I thank you for your support and our continued work together by re-electing me as chair of the Greater Essex County District School Board for the 2022 organizational year.
Thank you very much. Chair Higginson, the nominations are closed and you are the acclaimed, so please join us to continue the meeting. Congratulations, Trustee Higginson.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much again to my colleagues. All right, back to familiar territory. I've been notified that we do have some people here in the boardroom tonight, but we do have 3 of our colleagues attending on the phone. So I want everybody watching tonight to know that we have Trustee Burgess, Trustee Olmsted, and Trustee Hatfield that are joining us on the phone this evening, and I thank everyone for their attendance here as well. Okay, so we'll move forward through the agenda. Do we have a musical selection this evening? Or oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. I should probably get this one. Yes. Okay. So I declare nominations open for Vice Chairperson of the Gecdsb. Do we have any nominations? Trustee Sartori.
Yes, I would like to nominate Trustee Kathy Cook.
Thank you very much. Are there any other nominations? Actually, Trustee Cook, do you accept?
I do. Thank you to my nominator.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Do I hear or see any other nominations? Seeing and hearing none, I'm looking for a mover and a seconder to close nominations. Trustee Sartori moved. Trustee Leclerc seconded. Thank you very much. The nominator and the candidate are each permitted to speak. Trustee Sartori, would you like to speak to it?
Yes, please. Thank you. So I'm happy to nominate Trustee Kathy Cook for Vice Chair of the Board. Kathy has made an impression since the moment she arrived on the board 3 years ago with a very passionate approach. Kathy has been unafraid to speak up on many issues, including over the last 20 months during COVID, including things like the health and safety of staff and children, ensuring that we did not lose sight of things that really matter to kids, including the ability to participate in sports when they are able. And in addition to that, asking key questions about ensuring that kids' academic needs were being met as well. I think Kathy is a fearless trustee, and I think that that strength makes her an excellent vice chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Cook, would you like to speak?
I think that pretty well sums it all up. So thank you. I appreciate that a lot. That was very nice, and I thank you very much for those kind words. I am passionate, and I will speak up. I enjoy being vice chair. I enjoy being here. Still have a lot to learn from everybody in this room, and I just enjoy our meetings, and I enjoy what we do, and our goal is for student success for all students, and I truly believe that. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Cook. Seeing as no vote is needed, I would like to announce the Vice Chairperson of the 2022 organizational year for the Gecdsb is Trustee Kathy Cook. Thank you. I would invite you up to join me up here, but we're socially distanced, so. All right, perfect. Okay, moving forward through our agenda here to F, we have nominations and election of chairperson and vice chairperson.
I think we might have a musical selection at this moment.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, of course.
Here comes the snow. It's falling down. It's falling gently upon the ground. Here comes the snow. It's falling down. It leaves a blanket upon the ground. Ground, ground. Snow, 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 peacefully the flakes of water falling down on us tonight. Staying by the fireside or bundle up and go outside. Down a hill upon a sleigh, just having fun this winter day. Down a hill upon a sleigh, just snuggle in a winter bed. Falling, falling down, 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 down. Falling, falling down, down, down. Here comes the snow. Here comes the snow. It's falling down. It's falling down. It's falling gently. It's falling gently upon the ground. Here comes the snow. Here comes the snow. It's falling down. It's falling down. It leaves a blanket upon the ground. Snow, 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 peacefully the flakes of water falling down on us tonight. Staying by the fireside or bundle up and go outside. Down the road upon a sleigh, just having fun this winter day. Down the hill upon a sleigh, they snuggle in a winter bed. Falling, falling down, 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 down. Falling, falling down, down, down. Here comes the snow.
Oh, that was so great. Thank you very much. That was a grade 4 class from DM Eagle with teachers Mandy Brown and Ryan Vermeulen. So thank you very much to that group. Right in my own neighborhood. Gotta love it. Also, that may be the closest we get to a holiday concert. So I want to thank those students very much. Okay, so we're moving down to election chairperson and vice chairperson of our standing committees. Election of chairperson of the Education Committee. So I'm declaring nominations open for chairperson of our Education Committee. Do we have any nominations? Trustee Sartori.
Yes, I would like to nominate Trustee Amy Olmsted.
Thank you very much. And Trustee Olmsted, do you accept?
I most certainly do.
Thank you very much. Do I hear any other nominations for chairperson of the Education Committee? Last call for any other nominations for chairperson of our Education Committee. Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those? Trustee Sartori and Trustee Cook, thank you very much. Trustee Sartori, would you like to speak to it?
I absolutely would. Thank you. So I am absolutely thrilled to nominate Trustee Amy Olmsted for Chair of the Education Committee. Through her time as Chair of Education, Amy has somehow brought a sense of calm and organization to our meetings. And through her time as a trustee over the last 3 years, she has kept her focus firmly on students in anything and everything that is in their best interest. I think she has been an excellent role model for us all. So quite simply, for these reasons, I believe she will continue to be an excellent chair of our Education Committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Trustee Olmsted, would you like to speak?
I would. First of all, thank you, Trustee Sartori, for that nomination and those words. I'm humbly asking for my colleagues to trust me and support me as chairperson of the Education Committee for the upcoming year. Over the last 3 years, I've been involved with this committee, first as vice chair and then last year as chair. I'm passionate about this committee and I believe in the work wholeheartedly, and I would be honored to chair again for the upcoming year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Olmsted. And seeing as no vote is needed, congratulations to Trustee Olmsted for continuing on and being our Education Committee Chairperson for the organizational year of 2022. Congratulations. All right, so we'll move to Vice Chairperson of the Education Committee. Do we have any? I'll declare nominations open for Vice Chairperson of our Education Committee. Do we have any nominations?
Madam Chair, Trustee Burgess.
Go ahead, Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to self-nominate. That will reduce the time to ask me if I want to stand.
Wonderful. Thank you. So we have a self-nomination for Trustee Burgess. Thank you very much. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations for Vice Chairperson of our Education Committee? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those nominations? Trustee Cook, Trustee Cheen, thank you very much. Trustee Burgess, would you like to speak to it?
Very briefly, Madam Chair.
Indeed.
Thank you for the last year allowing me to be the Vice Chair of the Education Committee. I think the nomination for Trustee Amy Olmsted for Chair spoke to all the reasons why I'm honored to be the Vice Chair on the committee. Anytime I'm on deck, I'm happy to support her. I think the work is important. Learning now in these times is still uncharted, and we're going to have to be very, very innovative over this next time, certainly this next year. So I'm honored to serve, and I ask my colleagues any help they can give me in that regard. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Trustee Burgess. And I would like to announce Trustee Burgess as our Vice Chairperson of the Education Committee for the 2022 organizational year. Congratulations. All right, we're looking for elections. I'm going to declare nominations open for Chairperson of the Operations and Finance Committee. Do we have any nominations? Trustee Leclerc.
I would like to nominate Trustee Sarah Sipkar.
Trustee Sipkar, do you accept?
Yes, I do, with thanks to my nominator.
Any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those nominations? Trustee Leclerc and Trustee Cheen. Trustee Leclerc, would you like to speak to it?
Certainly, I'll be brief. Trustee Sipkar served on the committee last year as chair and did an outstanding job. She's very focused and continues to learn the ins and outs of the very complicated finance side of the business. So with that, I have confidence in her ability to move forward.
Thank you very much. Trustee Sipkar, would you like to speak to it?
Sure, I too will be brief. As Trustee Leclerc mentioned, I chaired last year, but I was also the vice chair for the 2 years prior. And as ethical stewardship is one of the pillars of our strategic priorities, shockingly, I really enjoy learning more about the budget and also making sure our resources are stewarded wisely. So thank you to my nominator, and thank you for the support from my colleagues.
Thank you very much. And I would like to announce the chairperson of the Operations and Finance Committee for the organizational year of 2022, Trustee Sarah Sipkar. Congratulations. See, someone else is clapping with me. I like it. All right, I would like to declare nominations open for Vice Chairperson of the Operations and Finance Committee. Do we have any nominations? Trustee Sipkar.
Sure, I will nominate Trustee Leclerc.
Trustee Leclerc, do you accept?
I will accept.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Trustee Cook.
I'd like to nominate Trustee Linda Chin.
Trustee Sheen, do you accept?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, my nominator.
Thank you very much. Can you both hit your mics for me? Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I'd like to withdraw my name.
indeed. Thank you. So we do have one nomination on the floor remaining. It's Trustee Sheen. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations for Vice Chairperson of our Operations and Finance Committee? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those nominations? Trustee Sipkar and Trustee Sartori. Thank you very much. Trustee, who did that nominate? Trustee Cook, would you like to speak to it?
Sure, thank you. I'd like to move forward with the nomination for Trustee Chin. She was Vice Chair last year. Shared that she really enjoyed being on that committee and has learned a lot. Trustee Chin is very passionate and always brings up some very good and interesting questions. And I think that she's an asset to that committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Chin, would you like to speak to it?
Thank you. Thank you, my nominator, and thank you all for your help to me. Actually, I'm very passionate about my position as trustee, and also I learned a lot from my colleagues and from the superintendent's administrations. And although my English is not very good, I never hesitate to speak out whenever I think it's good to the school board. And sometimes I think I made some stubborn, position, but I appreciate all your understanding and forgiveness. And I'm trying to do my best, and I will continue learn from all of you. Thank you for your help.
Thank you very much. And so I would like to announce new Vice Chairperson of continuing Vice Chairperson of our Operations and Finance Committee for the 2022 organizational year is Trustee Linda Chin. Congratulations. All right, we're moving through our agenda to G. We are at G1, our OPSPA Director and Alternate. I would like to declare nominations open for OPSPA Director. Do we have any nominations? Trustee Sipkar.
Yes, I would like to nominate Trustee Julia Burgess.
Thank you very much. And Trustee Burgess, do you accept?
Yes, thank you. Thank you to my nominator.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other nominations for our OPSPA Director? Any other nominations for our OPSPA Director? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those nominations? Trustee Sartori and Trustee Cook, thank you so much. Trustee Sipkar, would you like to speak to it?
Sure, quickly. Trustee Burgess has been the OPSA director last year, but also several years prior, and I think that it is evident that her passion and knowledge is very beneficial to our board here at Greater Essex, but also to the rest of the province. So I'm glad that she accepted the nomination.
Thank you very much. Trustee Burgess, would you like to speak to it?
Well, very briefly, thank you for the kind words, Trustee Sipkar. It's going to be a busy year provincially with a provincial election, lots of policy that has to be re-examined and redefining education in Ontario. So it's going to be a bit of a wild ride, but I'm happy to be at the Board of Directors at OPSPA. I would appreciate your support in my role. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And so I would like to congratulate Trustee Burgess for continuing on as OPSPA Director for our 2022 organizational year. Congratulations, Trustee Burgess.
Madam Chair?
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't know, there might be a typo here. It says it's November 30th, 2021 rather than 2022. Same with the next.
So I have a bit of a different agenda than you're looking at. So my agenda that I am working with has December 1st, 2021 to November 30th, 2022.
Have a stale one here, I guess.
Still. Thank you for pointing that out. So I'd like to declare nominations open for OPSPA alternate. Do we have any nominations?
Trustee Burgess?
Go ahead, Trustee Burgess.
Madam Chair, you're sitting in the chair, but I would like to nominate you to be the alternate director at the Board of Directors for OPSPA.
I thank you very much, and I accept. Thank you with great thanks to my nominator. Do we have any other nominations for our OPSPA alternate? Any other nominations for our OPSPA alternate this evening? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those nominations? Trustee Sartori, seconded by, I'm going to pick Trustee Cook. And those nominations are closed. Trustee Burgess, would you like to speak to it?
Very briefly, Madam Chair, Madam Alternate Director for OPSPA Board, it's going to be an important year again, as I mentioned. So we're going to have to work closely, and I think that the other connections that you have with OPSPA are very important. So I really appreciate you being the alternate and on deck for all the provincial matters. Cheers.
Thank you very much. I'll be brief. Thank you to my nominator. I've learned quite a bit from Trustee Burgess on how to be effective in the role and along the way with my OPSPA colleagues. I have also found the work of the Education Working Committee very edifying this year, and I'm happy to be able to continue that work on behalf of not only our board, but on behalf of the good work of other trustees and for the good work of students in the province of Ontario. So I am honored to continue, and thank you very much. Okay, so we're looking toward the voting delegate and alternate for OPSPA, and I'm declaring nominations open for OPSPA voting delegate for the 2022 annual AGM. Any nominations for the OPSPA voting delegate?
Trustee Burgess?
Go ahead, Trustee Burgess.
Madam Chair, again, you're in the chair, but I want to nominate you to be the voting delegate. That means carry our vote at every regional meeting and at the AGM, and any time any general meeting is called. You've been capable in the past. I hope you.
Indeed, I accept, and I thank you very much to my nominator. Any other nominations for our voting delegate for the 2022 annual AGM for OPSPA? Any other nominations? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those? Trustee Sartori, Trustee Cook, thank you very much. Trustee Burgess, would you like to speak to it?
I'm good.
And so am I. Thank you very much. And thank you very much to my colleagues for that. Now we're moving down. I'm opening nominations for the OPSPA voting delegate alternate. Do we have any nominations for the voting delegate alternate for OPSPA? Trustee Cook.
I'd like to nominate Trustee Burgess.
Thank you very much. Trustee Burgess, do you accept?
With thanks. Thank you, Trustee Cook.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other nominations? Any other nominations for our OPSPA voting delegate alternate? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those nominations? Moved by Trustee Cook, seconded by Trustee Leclerc. Thank you. Trustee Cook, would you like to speak to it?
I don't think we need to.
Trustee Burgess, would you like to speak to it?
Good.
You're good. Perfect. Well, congratulations. And thank you for your partnership there as our OPSPA voting delegate for this organizational year. Thank you very much. Now moving down to G3, I'd like to declare nominations open for the Supervised Alternative Learning Committee for the city. So Supervised Alternative Learning Committee for the city. Do we have any nominations? Trustee Sivkar.
I would like to nominate Trustee Alan Halberstadt.
Thank you very much. Trustee Halberstadt, do you accept? He does. Wonderful. Do we have any other nominations for our Supervised Alternative Learning Committee for the city? Any other nominations for Supervised Alternative Learning Committee City? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those? Trustee Sartori and Trustee Cook, thank you very much. Trustee Sipcar, would you like to speak to it?
No, that's okay.
Trustee Halberstadt, would you like to speak to it?
It's okay.
Moving it along. I like this. Congratulations to Trustee Halberstadt for our Supervised Alternative Learning Committee for the city this organizational year. Congratulations. All right, so I'm declaring nominations open for the Supervised Alternative Learning Committee for the county. Do we have any nominations? Trustee Cook.
I'd like to nominate Trustee Olmsted.
Thank you very much. Trustee Olmsted, do you accept?
Yes, I do, with thanks to my nominator.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other nominations for Supervised Alternative Learning Committee for the county? Any other nominations? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those? Trustee Cook, Trustee Sartori. Trustee Cook, would you like to speak to it? No. Trustee Olmsted, would you like to speak to it?
I'm good, thanks.
Wonderful. Congratulations to Trustee Olmsted for continuing on as our Supervised Alternative Learning Committee representative for the county. Congratulations. I do need an alternate for that, so I'm declaring nominations open for the Supervised Alternative Learning Committee alternate. Do we have any nominations for the Supervised? Trustee Cook.
Taking a chance on this one, I'm going to nominate Trustee Burgess.
Thank you very much, Trustee Burgess. Do you accept?
Ooh. I will.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other nominations? Like when a quick plan comes together. Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those nominations? Trustee Sartori, Trustee Cook, thank you very much. Kathy, would you like to speak to it? Trustee Cook, would you like to speak to it? No. Trustee Burgess, would you like to speak to it?
I have a question, Madam Chair. I will stand, but I want to know when the committee meets, do you need to have two trustees there? If one trustee shows up, is that when the alternate shows up?
I think you just need one trustee to be there, yeah.
Is that satisfactory?
I guess I would rather have two, and that we can talk about that. But I understand now that it's one. It's only when both trustees are available. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations as our Supervised Alternative Learning Committee alternate, Trustee Burgess. Congratulations. Thank you. So I'm declaring nominations open for our Greater Essex County Parent Involvement Committee. Do we have any nominations? Trustee Cook.
I'd like to nominate Chair Higgison.
Thank you very much, and I accept. Are there any other nominations for Gecdsb? Any other nominations for our Parent Involvement Committee this year? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those nominations? Trustee Cheen, Trustee Sartori, thank you very much. Do you want to speak to it? Neither do I. Well, I do actually want to speak to it. I'm super excited to get back to Gecdsb. I have missed it, and I'm very glad to be getting back. I actually, this one's near and dear to my heart, so thank you very much. I'm excited to be back. Okay, so we need an alternate. So I'm declaring the nominations open for our Gecdsb alternate. Do we have any other nominations? Go ahead, Trustee Cook.
I'm on a roll, so I'm going to take another chance and I'm going to nominate Trustee Burgess.
Trustee Burgess, do you accept?
I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other nominations? Any other nominations for Gecdsb alternate? Seeing and hearing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to close those? Trustee Sartori, Trustee Sipkar, thank you very much. Trustee Cook, do you need to speak to it? Nothing. Trustee Burgess, do you want to speak to it?
No, just that is dear to my heart too. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, and congratulations as the Gecdsb alternate. All right, I need, actually, I don't need a motion to destroy any ballots because we didn't have any ballots because we were very effective tonight. Thank you very much, everyone. So we are down to the last, well, I and Jay, I'm going to combine together as I was the past chairperson and now I'm current chairperson with thanks to my colleagues. We all have this experience right now of missing something. Missing friends or family we're apart from, missing the fluidity and ease of life before we knew of COVID-19, missing luxuries like travel, or the simplicity of sipping a coffee while grocery shopping. We miss routine, we miss expected norms, we miss calm, we miss each other. In a time when we hear about a push for back to normal, we know intrinsically that normal is gone. And there's a tension in that knowledge because we knew how to do normal. But it's clear that normal didn't work for everyone, and that the baseline of new normal is still shifting as we sit here tonight. And in an educational institution where we are setting the foundation of future leaders, some of whom are sitting here tonight with us as student trustees, some of them we've not yet heard of, it's both our privilege and our responsibility to shift. Speaking as a parent, there was a way that school just existed in my family's life for over a decade. I put my kid on the bus. I'd happily I love you and send them off to school where I assume they learn lots of cool stuff and got to participate in a community with guidance and structure. I'd welcome them home at the end of the day with the common how was school dinner conversation. It was predictable. Its structure woven into our plans. As a trustee, I got the behind the curtain peek at all the intricacies of that predictable day and how unpredictable it all really was and remains. How many human hours it takes to give my kid, your kid, something cool to learn. How much professionalism underlined the "we had fun today" answer to my dinner question. It doesn't just happen. It's the result of people who dedicate their lives in the pursuit of student success. I've learned a great deal as chair this past year about humility, about how inelegant and brutal it can be to adjust to change, about how expectations shift and how we all travel differently to a destination we are asked to arrive at together. I have felt the shift of our footings when consistently faced with turmoil, trauma, setbacks, leaps, challenges, and successes, sometimes all of them in one day. Just this week, we're seeing more changes, and it's understandable to experience a feeling of disappointment. I get it. I feel it too. We are fortunate to have exposure in our roles to the constant influx of great things happening with our students, with our educators, with our programming and system changes. We may be navigating it all with COVID safety goggles firmly on, but we are pushing onward together, building tomorrow together. The Gecdsb is dealing with transformational issues, anti-racism, a climate emergency, reconciliation, de-streaming, literacy and numeracy gains and gaps, mounting mental health challenges, a growing capital portfolio, and all of it under the constraints of how COVID impacts decisions we make and the decisions we work and live within. Growth and forward momentum are our lenses under the umbrella of health and safety. We're faced time and again with the realities reflected in local decision-making for COVID-19. Our local Windsor-Essex realities, I'll be frank, are concerning. When we want to return to what we miss about the before times, when we speak of relieving pressures off those on the front lines, there are opportunities to show our shared commitment by accessing vaccinations. Our numbers locally are quite low, and vaccines work. We have some vaccine clinics hosted by WetU at some of our schools. There are pop-ups across the city and county, and Windsor Regional Hospital has appointments available for ages 5 and up. I thank our public health partners across the region for their work with us to help keep our communities safe. It is not lost on me that it has not been the usual tradition of the Gecdsb to elect the same chair 2 organizational years in a row. I'm humbled you've put your trust in my leadership a second time. I thank you for your help. I meant wholeheartedly what I said in my chair's speech slightly under a year ago. Leadership is not inherent in one person. It is the result of lifting many voices, and I thank you all for yours. And with that, our organizational meeting is adjourned. I thank you all very much, and I hope to see you very soon.